welcome back to Encut and welcome back to another industry interview. Today we are interviewing Michele Cantisani.
Michele is an up-and-coming director based in Italy, and he's currently worked as an assistant director and production assistant on films such as Conclave and Mixed by Erry.
Initially, we reached out to talk about Conclave because it was up and coming for the Oscars, but turns out that he was only there for one day. So we ended up watching this amazing movie called Mixed by Erry, as you mentioned, and it's an Italian independent film, and we ended up loving it.
He gave us insight on how the film industry runs in Italy and showed us how being a PA and AD has helped build his network in order to achieve his goal of being a feature film director.
Before we go on to this amazing interview, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment for more content and interviews from the people that work on your favorite movies.
And without further ado, here is Michele Cantisani.
Hi everybody, thank you to listen this episode. It's very strange because it's first time as a guest on a podcast. Usually I used to work as an editor in past on podcast here in Italy, and this is my first time as a guest, so that's strange. And okay, I'm Michele. I am from Rome actually, and I work as an AD or PA in the movie industry here in Italy, and I had the fortune to work on a couple of projects, or more than a couple actually, with big productions, also from outside Italy, also from also American stuff and English stuff. So I had experience as a AD, Italian AD, so assistant director, but also as a PA, so a production assistant actually, in the English movie and US movie that is the head of entertainment, I think, no?
Hey,
yeah.
What was your path to getting into filmmaking? Did you just go to school for it, or like how was it like?
That's very strange because okay, I dreamed this job since I was 12, and my plan is to become a director actually. So here in Italy, but I think also outside Italy, it's very difficult to become a director. It's the most difficult thing you can do in the world. Director and screenwriter. It's impossible. But I'm trying to. And I thought a lot of time ago that after graduation to move here in Rome and start to contact guys that I knew from works. So it's quite difficult actually to explain because it's the base of this job. It's about networking. You need to know people that already do the job, and you need to connect with them, and you need to show them that you are a capable person and affidabile, I don't know, affordable person, I mean, that is capable to work. That it seems funny actually, but it's always the way that it works, this thing. Okay, you need also to be prepared for what comes next, because it is not easy to do this job. Actually, it is a lot of hours, working hours, a lot of days, no sleep. It is not easy. So when you talk with someone that already do this job, maybe something like I don't know, 5 years, 10 years before you need to have a clear vision of what you will do. I don't know if it's clear. Sorry, my English is quite.
You're doing great, yeah.
That's good.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, and so basically, I knew a couple of guys that were my friends, and I just start stalking them and sending messages on WhatsApp like every day or almost every week to ask them, it is time, can I get this job? Have you something? It is not I don't know how to tell. It is not a joke. It is actually this way. I mean, it is a little bit strange. I don't know if outside Italy works different, but I think it's quite the same. You need to find someone. You need to stalk him in a kind way, of course, and you need to you know why? Because it's the it's the concept of the right people at the right time. That's the point. Okay, if you contact a guy every day, the probability to get the job is higher. Okay, if you contact that guy less than I don't know, one at month, the probability is very low. Okay, it is not quite mathematical, but it's something that it works this way, I think. And so I started to link it with also with the director here in Italy, producers, and then the magic happens. I mean, there was also the COVID in the middle. That was not a good thing for everybody, of course, but also for the career, because I'm actually from South Italy, and I moved to Rome after my graduation. So when I came to Rome, I was like, okay, I'm ready. I can do this job. I'm ready. Then the COVID starts and everybody was at home and everybody without a job. And after that, with a slow burn of things, something moved and one guy calls you for a job. Then a couple of months later, another guy calls you for another job. And if you're good to do that, and if you are a nice person when you work, the probability to get another job is I mean, it's higher. Okay, that's actually, I don't know if it's clear.
Yeah, for sure. You
Okay.
mentioned assistant director and you mentioned production assistant.
Yeah.
What are your duties as each one of those roles, and how are they different from each other?
Okay. This is my personal, the big disclaimer. This is my personal vision of this work. And here in Italy, in Italian films, we don't have PA as a figure, okay, as a role. I mean, there are some production assistants also here in Italy, but actually an AD department here in Italy is formed by the first AD that is called the aiuto regia. And you have the second assistant director, third assistant director, and then to follow other third assistant director. Okay, in a biggest project like the ones that I took part, there are the first AD, second, third floor, blah blah blah, and then after that there are PAs. PAs is for production assistant. Okay, almost every department has production assistants. But of course, in every department, the production assistants do different duties, of course. I think that it's like a jolly for the department to have a production assistant. In the case of the AD department, you have another person that is working, of course, for the movie, and you can use that to do the most annoying stuff of the AD department. Okay, check this actor at makeup. Okay, check this actor. Check if this actor had lunch. Blah blah blah. So all of this stuff, but basically, it's more similar as an AD job, I think. I am in the transition right now. I did this movie, finished it a couple of weeks ago as a PA, and also an English project, but a very low budget. And I was like, come on, guys, I'm acting like an AD, not like a third AD. I need to grow up as for my career. Okay. And so basically, there are not many differences. At least the real difference is where you are with your experience. Okay, if you are doing the PA from like 5 years, maybe you are an AD. Okay, if you are doing the PA in your first movie, maybe you are like a trainee. You need to learn the dynamics of the relationship. That is the most important thing on set for me, and I think for the job in every department, not also ID, everyone.
Thank you. So, I mean, as an assistant director and production assistant, you usually don't get a lot of creative freedom. How do you approach each set, and how do you use those experiences to inform your goal to become a director?
Yeah, that's a good question. That is a good therapist question. I think how I can make how I can do the director without doing any directing job. That's a good question. Yeah, basically you don't do anything of creative as an AD, as a PA or whatever. And this is quite sad if you want to be a director, of course. But if you are, if you have hunger to become someone, to become a director, you can learn from the dynamics a lot of things. If you know where to watch on a set, you have everything for you. It is like to be in a public library, okay, and you can choose your own book, okay. But you need only you know what you want. I did movies, horror movies, or comedy movies, or action movies, and of course, as a director, aspiring director, I have my ideas, my movies, and my creativity, and maybe in some historical movie I didn't watch a lot because I didn't care, okay. In the horror movies I watched a lot because I needed to know what is going on set and what the director is doing on this scene. And it is impossible not to learn on set for every role. So you need to understand what you want, and you need to be on set and to understand where to look. Okay, I don't know if it's clear. Like this is my personal vision, because ADs is more like control of time. That if you think about this, time is not exist. Okay, so you're not controlling anything. But the 80s like a lot this thing of time. You are the control of the day, but instead of the other departments, the 80s doesn't produce anything practical on set. Okay, makeup artists do the makeup, dressing, costume department make dress, hair the department makes the hair, and production design makes the things that you see in the scene, and etc. 80s makes nothing. Of course, they create the cold sheet. That is the Bible of the day. Okay, it is a document that is a synopsis of the day. Okay, what we will do on that day. That is very important, of course. But actually, it is not. Sometimes the funniest thing of the 80s is that you have a control of time, like in minutes. Okay, you have maybe 10:01, the actor goes to makeup. 10:02, the actors go to hair. Guys, this is not impossible. This is not possible. Okay, I mean, it's not this is not quite this, but almost in 5 minutes, for 5 minutes, it is impossible to do that. And to be an AD, a real AD, if you want to do the first AD in your life, you need to have this control of time, this skill that personally I have, but not so much, not 100%. Sometimes I just let the things go, and this is bad actually. So aspiring first AD, don't listen to me now. It is not good to just letting go. You need to have you need to be focused all the day. That's why also it is a very difficult job.
For sure. And we were looking at some of your work and some of the stuff you've been on, and we're halfway through it right now, but I was particularly captivated by Mixed by Erry.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and I come from Colombia, so I'm really used to watching movies that are dubbed in a different language.
Okay.
But I don't know if you had a different experience with that. But could you tell us a little bit of what that experience was like filming that?
Yeah, okay. That's very funny, because I have a personal connection with that movie, because that was the first movie that where I took part, actually. There is an Italian movie for a very big director here in Italy, Sidney Sibilia, that is my idol. Okay, when I was to university, I already knew that I wanted to become a director, and you need to, when you are young, you need to find someone that did stuff before you to understand how that person, how that people can do the thing that they do. And Sydney was one of them. So because he's from South Italy too, and was like a big reference for me, because he already directed a trilogy, Italian trilogy, Smetto quando voglio, I can quit wherever I want, that I highly recommend it to you guys if you see, because it's a very good trilogy. And when I finished the university, I contacted him actually for the I don't know in English, la tesi di laurea. When you finish the graduation, no, you need to create the thesis. Okay.
Project thesis, yeah.
Okay, for the thesis, and my thesis was about the trilogy of Smetto quando voglio, and but I was like, okay, I want to do something that leads me somewhere. So I need to contact this guy. I need to meet him. I need to make to him some questions. Okay, and I did. Okay, so I contacted him, and we met, and I understood that this work is a real work, because when you are from South Italy, you don't know if this is a real job. Okay, it is a strange thing to say, but when you came from a small city that have no cinema, okay, you watch films in TV, on DVD, Blu-ray, on online, and you dream about that. I want to be a director, but what is that? It's not the job. And so linked with Sydney was like, okay, I can do this job. This is a job that you can live with. And so funny stuff. I mean, I followed all the preparation. I followed almost all the shooting days. It was filmed in Rome, but a month also in Naples, so South Italy. And I don't know, it's something funny about that movie. There is a lot of things, because it was that was strange, because it was the first one for me. So I learned a lot there, and that was funny because when I started to work, I worked there as a personal assistant for the director. Okay, there is another job more. It is not PA, it is not AD, and there, as my first experience, I learned what an AD is, what a PA is, and what a personal assistant is. These are three different jobs, and personal assistant. As a personal assistant, I learned a lot from him to do comedy and to direct actor, because the comedy is very difficult to do as a genre, and I learned a lot. But I'm very happy about that movie, because I followed everything, almost everything in the preparation, and I don't have funny stuff to tell you, because it's like geographically related. Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe the people cannot catch the funny stuff. Okay, but I'm very impressed that you came out, that you took Mixed by Erry. I mean, it was like,
I really like it. I'm
this-
enjoying that movie.
thank you very much, because it's also a real story. So the good thing is that these three brothers in Naples, they created a label, a discographic label, and they were the first one in Italy for true that happens. And there was a big major that sell them the cassette for the recording, that I can tell what was, but we already imagine which one. And in the film, it's censored, but it's for real. If you Google something, it came out, and it was like a precursore. I don't know how to tell it in English. Precursore.
It was like the first ones to do it.
Yeah, forerunner. Okay, there was it. They were the forerunner of Spotify. I mean, with the compilation stuff and
The predecessor.
Yeah.
yeah, the predecessor. Okay, exactly. And okay, let me think in background other stuff about Mixed by Erry. Maybe later I can give you some other stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So you mentioned working also in American productions and with so much experience in Italian productions. How are both industries different, in your opinion?
Money. Money. In Italy, we have less money on everything. And Mixed by Erry was an Italian movie, a big one, and the budget was like one um, a tenth of the big medium production. Okay, it was like one on più o meno 8. I mean, money is the difference of the industry. Okay, we have. I mean, that's also makes sense because we are less than USA, of course. So, and we usually do something that it is different to sell outside Italy. Okay, at least you are Sorrentino or Garrone or this one that are more authorial directors, no? That you can that maybe they can reach the festivals and some the awards and etc. In Italy, we do a lot of things, but with less money. For my experience, the movie, the American and English movie that we made here was quite expensive, but not so much. I mean, not like Mission Impossible, not like 007 movie franchise, but it was a lot of money. And I think, I mean, for my experience, I saw the difference totally, because when you have a lot of money, you have also a lot of waste. But there are some hypothetical waste, not waste at all for me, for my way of seeing this thing. You have something that makes the difference, because there are something that you cannot understand in that moment. Okay, what we have these couple of things today, you don't understand very well, but at the end, when you see the difference, when you see Mixed by Erry, for example, and I don't know, Will and Tell, hey, you can see the difference, of course. And of course, Will and Tell is a film of the Middle Age and etc. But I mean, also Mixed by Erry was 70, 80 movies, so they have something in common if you think okay. And you can see the difference, because maybe one thing that jumped in my mind is like the stand-in stuff, you know? Do you know what a stand-in is? Or the stand-in is something, it's basically it's like an extra, okay? Okay, but is provided by the production only for the to take the lights and the measurements before shooting. Okay, when you have important actor as, I don't know, Liam Neeson or I don't know, something else, or I mean others, or Tom Cruise. Okay, you cannot call Tom Cruise 1 hour before shooting. Okay, so you have stand-in or stand-ins, depends about cast, that have the same skin tone, the same height, the same hair, the same face, possibly, and to take the measurements. Okay, to take the light stuff. So camera department can do all the adjustments in that time, and when you're ready, just call Tom Cruise and you go, okay, let's shoot, guys. This seems a waste of money, because when you have a stand-in, you need to pay him, and every person on set generated some extra costs, like the food, like of course the salary, and the assecuration. I mean, also legal stuff. But when you see the differences in the movies, you understand that there is something that is more accurate. I don't know how to tell. It is difficult to explain, but for me, it's when you are more money, money are never enough to do a film. That's the point. Okay, you should always have more. Okay, but when you have, and in Italy, the biggest thing in Italian project is that we can create something from nowhere. Okay, because we are our is a poor cinema. Okay, so we can create. We have problem solver. Okay, and maybe but meanwhile in the other production, external production, you have money to think about that problem. Okay, so it's a different way to face the problem or to face the project, but I think that the difference is pretty clear when you watch it's the same things as before. When you know where to watch, you understand what you need. Okay, and you understand, okay, this because in Italy, when they do the lights, when the camera department takes the measurements, the stand-ins usually are the ADs or some camera guy that is not busy at the moment. So how you can do this with me that I'm not like Tom Cruise? Come on, I mean, no. And that's the point. Of course, when you have less money, you have less people on every department, and every person needs to do more things. So people have a limit, of course, and that's the saddest part of this job, that to not spend money. So sometimes they just fill you with a lot of stuff to do. So I prefer, of course, American movies. Or external movies or a big budget movies here in Italy, but this that's my experience.
Yeah, but I can definitely see how, I mean, being creative for problem solving, it comes with a good payoff. Because I mean, Mixed by Erry seems like a really high budget film, but you're saying that it really isn't that high budget.
No, it is. He had a really high budget for an Italian movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that's, I mean, they are always money. So of course, so you can, and the guys, everyone on that movie was very good to create something from nowhere. And the production is a big production here in Italy, a lead production here in Italy, so they know how to spend money, of course. But I mean, when you have the point is that if Mixed by Erry is 10 as budget, cold storage is 50. Okay, it's that's a relationship of costs. Okay, so it's, of course, you have different things. You can afford a lot of stuff. You can afford stunts. You can afford doubles. You can afford production designer, more days of shooting. I mean, that's the point.
Yeah. Michele, what is a memorable experience that you have in any set? It could be feature film, short film, but something that you say, this moment I'm always gonna remember.
Okay. I prepared one of a funny moment.
Okay.
But your question seems more emotional, so
it could be either way. You can give me both.
Okay. Okay. But I think just one that jumped in my mind. Just there was in this movie that was Will and Tell. That seems pretty cool, actually. It will come out in January, so I'm very anxious to see that. And we were all the movies shot in Italy, here in Italy, in Rome. But we had this the 1 month in Trentino Alto Adige, that is a northeast part of Italy, in Austria confine.
Borders with Austria.
Borders, okay. With the Austrian borders, okay. But actually, it was Italian. Everything was Italian, and we were. The 80s department was in an hotel in Austria, for okay. The other ones were everybody was in Italy. I don't know why they put Hades in Austria. It was this place that was smaller than my city where I came from. Okay, it's less than 1,000 people. Okay, 100 people. So it was very 1,000 people. Okay, less than that. And every shop closed at 6 p.m. and every restaurant closed at 7 p.m. So it was a nightmare, guys. And
Yeah.
but you had a great, a good location, a good landscapes because everything is good on the north. Okay, but the memory is it was a difficult film because it was very long. It was a middle-aged film, so you have a lot of preparation for the actor, a lot of hours, especially if you are an AD or PA or whatever. You work a lot on that movies, and everybody was tired. Okay, everybody was like, "Oh my God, we're here in Trentino. We need to do." Still 5 weeks in Rome. I mean, it was very, very important stuff. And I was tired personally. I was tired also for personal stuff. And we just came out from this castle up in the north with, I don't remember if it was Ben Kingsley or Jonathan Price. Maybe it was him. And he came out, and as a PA, I was with him because I was his shadow, no? Yeah, I needed to follow him and to take him to the cars, to let him go to the trailer, to let him go to home, and blah blah blah. And I was like, there was this sunset, okay, this twilight moment when I thought outside this beautiful castle up in the north, and I was like, okay, I have Jonathan Price next to me. I will remember this thing forever. It was a simple thing, but it makes the difference because when you work on a project, at the beginning, everything seems like wonderful. After a little bit, you can like everything. You start to see the things normally. Okay, but there are these moments of strangeness of good things that you can that tells you something. Okay, I don't know if you get this. Sorry, my English is
Oh no, you're good.
it is also everything is clear. Okay, I
Yeah,
think
I mean, I can only
okay.
imagine like being in a castle with a famous actor
You
and
know.
and just realizing that this is your job.
Yeah, exactly. Let's point because when you do for a lot of days, it becomes something ordinary. Okay, but
Hmm.
sometimes there are these little moments. The funny stuff. It was also on Will and Tell, and the funniest thing was that's I think thought about this moment to tell you to make you understand what an ADPA does on the day, and also the things that they should not do. Okay, when the anxiety overcome on you and you cannot handle that. Okay, so this is a message for everybody that is an AD or wants to become an AD. Don't take the anxiety, guys. It's useless. And it was this. We were in preparation, so I was with the cast, of course, and and there was a couple of guys from cast that came here in Italy from couple of days because were minor roles. And when they came here in Italy, they need to do also makeup and hair test, fitting. But for the Will and Tell, they needed to do also crossbow lesson and fighting sessions. Okay, so it was more important as stuff to do. And there was this lovely actor that I met him. I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Michele. I'm the PA slash AD. I'm with you for the day. Everything you." And this guy was very nice, guy. And he tells me, "Oh, okay, thank you very much. So what's next?" And I watched my call sheet. I was like, "Okay, at 4 p.m. you have crossbow." And he was like, "What?" And I again, "At 4 p.m. you have crossbow." And he was like, "What?" And I would start thinking, okay, this is not working. I'm not speaking well in English. What is going on, guys? This is not working. So I just stopped to watch my call sheet. I started to watch him, and I saw that him had a broken heart. So he cannot do crossbow. Okay, so I was completely overcome with the anxiety, with the fact that he needed to crossbow at 4 p.m. that
Mhm.
I didn't saw that thing, and that was very funny for me because at the end it was like, oh, okay, this is a problem. Let me call my second AD to tell this, and that's the job that you do actually. No, you understand the information that needs to do at your chief. Okay. So,
Mhm.
okay, guys, the actor today cannot do crossbow because he has a broken arm, and he's telling us that he will have a broken arm for a month. So I think it's a problem for the movie actually. So if you understand the things, you are the one that stay with the cast, that needs to have eyes everywhere, ears everywhere, and you needs to know what is important to refer to your chief and also to the department. That's the point.
Mhm.
You are the point of information. Okay, you need to spread the information, but the right ones. That's why the idea is so much paranoid to do information for to the departments. Okay, so they need to be very sure before to do an information. At least you can cause panic. Okay, so that's another lesson.
Awesome. Michele, I know you were only there for one day, which is actually very, very interesting. How did you
Okay.
go about how did you become an AD for Conclave for one day?
I don't know. How did you find me through Conclave? I mean, that was very strange because it was like, why I am in the end credits or what happened?
So usually when we reach out to people to do the interviews, I go through the IMDb of the movie, through
Okay,
all cast and crew, and reach
okay,
out to as many people as I can. Because as you were saying, like if you reach out to someone every day, chances are you're gonna hear back from them. If you reach out to them once a month, you might not. So if I reach
yeah.
out to as many people as possible for the cast and crew, maybe two people will say yes. So you were in the IMDb for the movie, and that's how we found you.
Okay, but just me or there was also others AD?
There were other ADs, I think, and yours was said daily AD, which I wasn't quite sure what it meant. I guess it just meant AD for only one day.
Yeah. Yes, yes. That is always for the thing that that for the movies the production tend to spend less than they need. I mean, they create a crew, no, and they
Mhm,
create the departments, and every department has a budget. Okay, but usually every movie is different, but if you have a movie with a lot of that have scenes with a lot of extras, a lot of stuff going on that day, you need to call the dailies that are the in Italian we say aggiunto, the people that working only for that day,
okay.
just because the people can afford you for all the movie, because they don't need you of course for all
Mhm,
that time, because the team is already completed, and they are enough for that movie. But maybe sometimes one gets sick, another one is have some troubles. Maybe that day there were another unit to shoot. I mean, there are a lot of stuff going on in 10 weeks or whatever of a shooting movie. There are really a lot of stuff that going on.
mhm,
And in the case of Conclave, I was called by one of my friends from work. There is one of the guy that I stalked a lot of time ago. It was like, would you like to come one day on this movie? And it was last year that it was a good year for a movie here in Italy, because we have the tax credit. I don't know if you
mhm,
okay. Every country has its own tax credit, because here in Italy you need to know that here in Italy movies are a little bit different, like economical way. I don't know how to tell that. I mean, in the US, it's more like, okay, you have studios that invest money to create movies, and maybe some other production joins to the production, and etc. In Italy, is more government related, because because we don't have production strong enough to afford all of that money. Okay, because the money in cinema, when when a movie do the theatrical issue, no, in Italy, we not always, not at all actually, gains the money back. Okay, if I spend one and the movie, the return on the theatrical version is almost 0.1. Okay, so it's a not winning game. Okay, it's quite difficult to explain, also because I don't know it very well. But you need to we need to take money from governments, and so we have the tax credit like every country. And the fact it was like that a couple of production last year, a lot of production last year went here in Italy because it was cheaper. I mean, they had this tax credit and they can gain money back on the production of the movie. So there was Conclave, there was cold storage, but there was a lot of stuff parallel. I had a lot of calls during movies for other movies, and then the government changed, and now they stopped the tax credit. And this year was like quite a mess because no production came here to Italy to do anything. They moved all in Spain or in this country. And so last year was the Decameron also with Netflix. They shooted here a lot of movies, and there was a lot of work for everybody. And that's the point. That's when you are the right people at the right person at the right time, because a lot of people are working, so are not available, and maybe but you are available, and they call you and you are available, and you join the project. And then again it's like a natural selection, because a lot of the guys will not do this job forever because it is not stable job. Okay. This is another important thing, and another sad thing of this work. It is not a stable job, because you do a project, then you have a stop, then maybe you have another project, then you have a stop. And I mean, for other departments, makeup, costume, production designer, etc., maybe there is more projects, because they need people to do stuff, the same things as before, no? But with the ADs, it's quite complicated, because it is quite easy to find a team of 3-5 people to shoot a movie as an AD. Okay, especially if they are people with a lot of experience than you. So at the end of one of every project, you don't know when you will start another project. And this, economically speaking, is a problem, of course. So not everybody keep going on this movie. And personally, I'm trying to keep going on, but also only because I want to become a director. I promised myself to stay in the business, and not to do side jobs, because if you do side jobs, you lose the focus on what you want to do, and it is always difficult. So even if you have another job, it is difficult more than that if you're doing something else. And so this is my personal view of the thing.
Thank you. And Michele, as we start winding down, what is a message or piece of advice that you would give to an aspiring assistant director or production assistant?
It's funny because okay, no, it's don't I'll translate it, so I will give the right advice. Don't let anxiety hit you up, guys. That's the point. Okay. I start this job with a lot of anxiety, and the fact is that as a species, as a human species, the anxiety is transmittable. Okay. If I am anxiety and I talk to you in an anxiety way, you start to become anxiety. Okay. you start to create anxiety and etc. So in this job, the last thing that you could do is to be an anxious person. Okay, you need to be a control freak. So everybody is a control freak out there, guys. There's a job for you, but you don't need to put all this anxiety because it's not good for you, and it is not. It's like smoking. Okay, you know that is bad. Okay, but it's bad also for the people that is around you because they start working bad, and I understood this with my experience because I was like I was like very anxious at the very first beginning, and some people from other departments told me, man, you have a lot of anxiety, just sit down and relax, because I was like, what's going on, what we will do next, something. The common error that people do is not to explain what's going on in the AD department. Okay, a good boss, if you need to find a good boss, a good first AD and a good second AD to just to know if they communicate well on set and on preparation. Okay, because if you know it's the most scheduled work of the world. You cannot be wrong. Okay, if there is something bad, everybody knows, and everybody or is prepared or is not prepared. So I mean, that's or it's 0 or it's 1. So you don't need to have anxiety, but it's very difficult. At the very first beginning, you can have that just to understand, but come on, it's not a problem. There is ADs have a lot of jokes, okay? Not funniest. I mean, I saw the series, the franchise. I saw the first episode, and there were ADs jokes also there, and was like, okay, so this is an global thing, the ADs joke. And there is this joke. I'm trying to translate it just to understand the feeling, okay, of the ADs. It's like when you are when you have a lot of anxiety on work, when you have worried about something, just someone stopped you, maybe someone with more experience than you, stopped you and tell you, come on, we are just making a movies, we are not doing an operation. Okay, because there is this parallelism with brain surgeon when you do a movie. I don't know if it's a global thing, but in Italy, I found it in different projects with different people, and usually they put together in the same they give the same weight to the BNAD and and do a brain surgeon. So that's quite strange. That's the and that's the thing that I don't like so much, because I think it's quite bad. It's not working for you. You need to be relaxed. You need to understand what you have to do on that day. That's point. Punto. You don't need to do anything different. Okay, if there's something that you know could be a problem in the next 3 hours, okay, it's good to give an advantage and do something for that. But most of the problems, in the 90% of the cases, they just resolves itself without anything. That's my opinion. Now I will create a brain of a AD, wrong ADs.
No. I think that's great, and I think that's true for many positions as well. When you first start, you feel really anxious. Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
Michele, what is your favorite movie and why?
My favorite movie. Okay, my very favorite. I have a lot of movies. Okay, but when people ask me this question, I answer Gattaca, the Andrew Nichols one.
Yeah.
It's a lot underrated as movies, and it's good this way because it's not a famous one. But if you know the movie, you love the movie. I mean, it's I love it because it is the story about a guy that have the fate against him, and at the end he understood that that fate was just a test to make him doing the things that you want to do. Is kind of my story. Okay, I am in the part where the guy is not doing. Is not is working, but not. It's like Gattaca actually. The I don't know. Did you see the movie or?
I haven't seen it, but I heard a lot about it.
Okay, see it, guys, because it is a good one, and I mean it tells a lot my story. I think it speaks to me, okay, in an emotional way, and it is a sci-fi movie with a thriller plot. It is quite clever, and it's from Andrew Niccol, that is the Truman Show one. So I mean. He is a very good screenwriter, also a great director.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And lastly, but not less important, where can people follow you and what are you working on right now? What are you gonna be working on soon, if you know?
Okay, follow me about on Instagram if they want. My Instagram name is Anthony Sinclair. That is from another movie. There is Enemy from for the Denis Villeneuve one. That is a good movie. It's my second one favorite in the podium. So my Instagram is Anthony Sinclair, and actually I am trying to sell a couple of story that I wrote. And Monday I have the pitch of the series that I wrote here in Italy. So finger crossed, and let's see. But usually these things leads to nowhere. I mean, but you never know. So thank you very much, guys. So that's the what's next. What's next now? And in future, I'm waiting for another project, and not only quite on Western Front. I mean the situation, not the movie.
Yeah.
That's a problem. There will be Christmas in usually in
True.
December. We don't shoot a lot because there is Christmas, other stuff. But I'm waiting to sell something that I wrote. I'm waiting to direct my short films with a production, just to make production aware that I am here and I can do this job. And so just gain the possibility to have to direct some spots and then some movies. I mean, it's a long way. Yeah, but we will try. So that's it.
All the best and luck to you. I mean, we'll be following
Thank
you
you.
closely and hopefully we can be in
Thank
contact
you
with
very
your
much.
project
Thank
later
you very
on.
much. Me too.
And
Me too. I will
Michele,
follow you.
yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. So thank you, everybody, guys. Thank you for listening this marvelous podcast, and see you next time. I don't know. And cut.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yay! Thank you so much for watching this episode of Uncut. You can follow us on all social media, starting with Instagram as Uncut the podcast. You can also follow us on YouTube as That Film Couple, which is the same handle for TikTok, That Film Couple for short form content. You can also follow us on Twitch as Sebasparra1K. And if you're watching right now on YouTube, you can find us on any podcast platform as Uncut exclamation mark. Last but not least, you can follow me on Instagram as sebi.mp4.
And you can follow me at caitlin.mp4.
Thank you so much for being here one more week, and we'll see you in the next one.